welcome back. My name is Eden Izora, and I'm so glad to see you again, or for the first time. I feel a little bit odd because I feel like I have not made video in a really long time, even though it's only been like 2 or 3 days since I last filmed. Also, I'm really sweaty, as you can see. It's not even that hot, but I was outside right before this, and I don't know, I just wanted to feel cozy, so I'm wearing a giant hoodie, which is maybe not the smartest choice, but that's okay. I was watching the bees when I was outside. I love bees. They were all fuzzy and cute and like doing their thing on the flowers, and they just really looked like Lexi, my dog Lexi. Like, I wished that I could just grab the little bee, just squish it. No, but not like to kill it in like the same way that I would squish Lexi. Just like, it's so cute. But I can't. But that's okay. I'm a little bit mad. I'm not actually mad, but I think we should have a discussion about something. Don't you think that it's rude for someone to unfollow you and not remove you as a follower? Like, I don't know. I very rarely unfollow people if they're still following me, but I have done it. Like, for example, if I follow a guy and he starts sharing super misogynistic stuff to his story on Instagram, like, that's happened like once or twice, and sometimes I let it slide. I chalk it up to just being stupid, whatever. But if it's egregious, then sometimes I have to unfollow, and I always remove them as a follower also. Like all 3 times that I've unfollowed someone. But recently, I discovered that someone unfollowed me and left me as a follower, which is just, that is so rude. Okay. Also, it's like I have intuition because obviously I have intuition, but my intuition told me to check and see, because this guy always used to watch my stories, and I saw that he had posted a story, and I realized, like, I haven't seen his name pop up in a while. Clicked on his profile, and sure enough, he unfollowed me. It's not that deep, but it feels deeply personal. But that's okay. That's okay. Anyways, something else that happened that was cool was, speaking of Instagram, I shared this story on my story the other day. I was outside tanning and I saw a beautiful bird fly over. It was like a hawk or something. And I said, "Wow, you're beautiful." Because it was an especially big one and it was just flying so gracefully. And then it was like just about out of vision, and then a butterfly flew below. Also, an extra beautiful one and big. And I said, "Wow, you're beautiful," out loud. And then I didn't want anyone to feel left out, so I said, "You're beautiful, and you're beautiful," to the palm trees, because I can just sense their presence. So like, they're just as much a part of life as the bird and the butterfly. And then in my peripheral vision, I saw a snake, a giant snake in the grass right ahead of me. And it was huge and black, and I got scared as my first reaction. And I just kind of like sat up a little. And when I did that, the snake stopped. And I just caught myself and was aware of the fact that I just acknowledged all these beings and said they were beautiful. And now this new, just as beautiful creature comes along, and because of my fear, like, it made me feel like protective and having this sort of like separation towards it, instead of that connectivity that I had with the other animals and trees. And so I relaxed and I said, "You're beautiful," to the snake. And as soon as I said that, the snake continued on and slithered away. And to me, that represents how oftentimes we are willing to accept the parts of ourselves that are easy to look at, that don't scare us, that are just generally loved and accepted by most. But then, when the scary or intense parts come out, and not even scary, but just things that we perceive as a threat, or we think that others might perceive it as such, sometimes we have a hard time accepting that and integrating it. But those parts of us have just as much a place as the lighter ones. So, I don't know. That was cool. Cool experience. I love when nature gives me some cool, immersive experiences as a way to portray a lesson. And as usual, I have been learning lots of lessons. Today I wrote a whole page in my little journal, maybe 2 pages, I don't remember, about a connection that I had in the past that keeps popping up into my head for some reason, because this was a connection that I had already released, but it's been popping back up in my energy field, which means that there must be something else there to be resolved. And not all lessons that have to do with other people need to be resolved with the person. In fact, the majority of them are meant to be resolved in my own little world, because the other person is just a representation of a pattern. And so I did that, and I think it was good. It was a good session. And then I went and sat in the little swing hanging off the tree, and it's like a chair swing thing, and I twisted and twisted and twisted and twisted, and then I put my feet up and let it untwist and spin in circles and look at the beautiful nature and feel the breeze. And I don't know, moments like that for me are a great way to connect with my inner child. So that was really nice. Really nice. And I don't know, I wanted to make a video, but these past 3 days I've been kind of floating, not so much in the 3D world, even though I've been grounding, literally sitting and laying on the ground a lot. Somehow reality just doesn't feel real, and sometimes when I feel like that, it makes it difficult for me to act as if it is real, because it doesn't feel like it. So it feels a bit silly when all I want to do is just lay in the grass, watch the butterflies, and I don't know, go on an adventure with a lover. Just being honest, but that's, I don't know, I have to bring it back down sometimes and do real life stuff, but in a fun way and in a way that I enjoy. So yeah, but I don't know, I have a bunch of ideas for more ASMR videos, so stay tuned for that. Some roleplay ideas and stuff like that. And I don't know, It feels like summer right now outside, and I think that makes me antsy. Like I want to go and just do stuff and feel alive. So I'm working on expanding my comfort zone. That way I'll have more options available, because at the moment my issue is that I'll have desires to do something, but those things are outside of my current comfort zone, and it could be as silly as going to a farmer's market. Like, that doesn't seem hard, but it seems hard to me, and so it can be quite frustrating when I'm like craving these very human and simple on their face experiences. But when I think about the steps it takes to go and do that, my mind creates a lot of excuses and obstacles so that it seems so difficult to do it. And of course, that's just my mind trying to protect me, because it knows that that thing or another thing is not in my zone of comfort yet. And so the objective is to push away the stupid obstacles that are just excuses and overcome whatever experience or thing it is that is just out of reach. Do the thing, even if it feels weird and uncomfortable, and then the zone of comfort expands, and I find myself reaching for yet a new thing just outside, and it continues that way forever and ever and ever and ever. Yeah, I'm excited to see what technological advances happen in the next few years. The reason I thought of that was because I said forever and ever and ever, and then I thought, well, until we die. And then I thought about that guy, Brian Johnson, who's like studying to see if there's a way for humans like not to die, or to die like way later. And I think that the only thing it takes for something to be possible that we used to consider impossible is for one person to question the idea that it's impossible. So, who knows? I definitely don't, or I try not to, judge people who have crazy ideas, because that's how all the cool stuff happens. Is some crazy person doesn't listen to tradition or all the rules that have always been, and they just do whatever the fuck they want, because you'll never know unless you try. and I like to think that I'm the type of person that would support that when I see that. So, yeah. Anyways, today's takeaways could be to spend time in nature, and if you're gonna unfollow me, remove me as a follower. I'm just kidding. I guess if you want to hurt my feelings, then don't do that. But anyways, that's just silly. I'm like, oh, I don't care, but I must care because every time someone does that, I like rant about it to someone, either a friend, my mom, or now you. So, I guess that means we're friends now. But anyways, I guess I'll let you go. Get back to whatever you're doing. And I'm assuming my next video will be a lot more ASMR-y. We'll see. But yeah. If you did make it all the way here, you're the best. I love you. Thank you for watching. And I will see you very soon, hopefully.